As a fan of Penguin cards, last night was pretty crazy. So we had the remaining cards revealed from the OCG's Animation Chronicle 2021 pack, and that included a new Penguin Equip spell card, which was from the anime. And when I saw that, I was already very excited to talk about that card in today's video, and I figured I would talk about the other reveals from the Animation Chronicle 2021 pack. But then, just like less than an hour later, we got a ton of Penguin reveals out of Burst of Destiny, which is a core set in the OCG, but we'll get it in the TCG way later on. So now we have not only a brand new equip spell, but we also have 3 more main deck monsters and a new continuous spell as well. If you remember, last year we got new Penguin support, the biggest of which was Penguin Brave out of Phantom Rage. This is a level 6 synchro with a bunch of powerful Penguin based effects, but it wasn't quite enough to build a deck around. But now we have a bunch of new main deck Penguin cards that really do help flesh out the Penguin strategy. What's even cooler though is that the 3 new monsters were all featured in the artwork of Penguin Brave, and that leads me to believe that eventually we'll get to the final 2 Penguins in the Penguin Brave artwork as individual cards. So this might not even be the only Penguin support in upcoming sets. Also, while I know some of you are probably sick of hearing this in every single OCG card review video, I did want to clarify that the cards in today's video are translated versions from the OCG. These are not the official TCG translations though, they're just done by someone on DeviantArt. Let's look at Penguin Sword first. This was the card from Animation Chronicle 2021. Penguin Sword is an equip spell that says equip only to a penguin monster. It gains 800 attack. When the equipped monster inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can return 1 card they control to the hand. If a face-up card or cards your opponent controls leaves the field by a penguin card's effect and is returned to the hand or banished until the end of the next turn, negate the effects of that card or cards, as well as the activated effects and effects on the field of cards with that same original name. You can only use this effect of Penguin Sword once per turn. So Penguin Sword is a great equip spell, not only because the penguins kind of suffer with having low attack points, but also because it negates a lot of effects that your opponent might want to activate. I would say that Penguin Brave is the card that you want to equip Penguin Sword to, and that would bring it up to 3,200 attack points, and that is pretty big. Penguin Sword is a good card, especially in combination with Penguin Brave and no Penguin, because it means that not only are you banishing or bouncing your opponent's cards, you are also negating their effects, and that does give you a lot of versatility, and it makes it harder to play against a Penguin's opening board. Is Penguin Sword a crazy overpowered card? Not exactly, but it does help out the archetype, and I'm pretty sure that it will be played. One area where Penguin Sword really does help out is in those cases where you can summon Penguin Brave, but you can't quite get to no Penguin. In those situations, you set the Penguin Soldier from your deck and flip it up on your opponent's turn, and now the Penguin Sword means that even though you are not banishing the monsters that you're bouncing with Soldier, you are at the very least preventing your opponent from using their effects. And that is good because it means if your opponent was able to re-summon them, now they aren't able to activate those abilities, which could help out quite a bit. Moving on to the Burst of Destiny support, let's talk about Penguin Champion first. This is a level 5 Water Aqua Tuner effect monster with 1800 attack and 600 defense. This is going to be a big combo piece in any Penguin deck. It says cannot be used as synchro material except for the synchro summon of a water monster. If a monster or monsters is set on your field, you can special summon this card from your hand, then you can reduce its level by 1 or 2. You can target one face down defense position monster you control, change it to face up defense position, and if you do, negate its effects unless it is a Penguin monster. You can only use each effect of Penguin Champion once per turn. Penguin Champion already looks like a staple 3 of in every single Penguin deck. It pretty much makes it that if you can set a Penguin monster, you'll be able to get to Penguin Brave on turn 1, and that's exactly what you want to do. The level modulation effect is really great as well because it means you can pair Penguin Champion with a level 1, 2, or 3 monster to summon Penguin Brave, Brave, and that does make Penguin Brave pretty easy to bring out. Penguin Ninja is a card that makes Penguin Champion and Penguin Brave a lot crazier, and it makes your Penguin deck a lot better against back row strategies. This is a level 3 Water Aqua Flip effect monster with 1400 attack and 700 defense. Penguin Ninja says, flip, you can target up to 2 spell or traps your opponent controls, return them to the hand. You can target one penguin monster you control, change it to face down defense position. You can only use this effect of Penguin Ninja once per turn. Penguin Ninja is a great monster to special summon off of Penguin Brave in the more back row heavy matchups. One of the biggest problems with Penguin Brave is that it relied on Penguin Soldier being good in that particular duel, but Penguin Ninja brings a totally new dimension to the deck. Keep in mind here, if you have Penguin Sword, it will negate the effects of the spell and trap cards you bounce, and if you have no Penguin, it banishes them. The ability to Book of Moon a Penguin monster you control is obviously good for resetting your Penguin effects, but also keep in mind it will trigger the Penguin Champion effect to special summon itself from the hand. So Penguin Ninja is very strong in a lot of situations, and it's a huge help to the Penguin deck. Penguin Priest is a defensive card that helps keep your board filled with Penguin monsters even if your opponent tries to break it. Penguin Priest is a level 3 Water Aqua effect monster with 600 attack and 1700 defense. It says if a Penguin monster or monsters is sent from your monster zone to your graveyard by an opponent's card, even during the damage step, you can target one of those monsters, discard this card, and if you do, special summon that monster in face down defense position. You can only use this effect of Penguin Priest once per turn. Once per turn, you can target one Penguin monster you control. It gains 600 attack until the end of this turn, and if it does, gain 600 life points. Now obviously that on-field boost effect isn't super relevant. It could help out if you need to run over a big monster or if you're just short of OTKing the opponent, but the bigger ability of Penguin Priest is that discard effect. That does help your board from being broken, but also it can help if your opponent just starts to run over monsters in battle and you want to make their plays a little bit more tricky. By resetting cards like Penguin Soldier or Penguin Ninja, you're basically telling your opponent, okay, you can keep running these cards over if you want to, but I'm going to keep bouncing your cards back to the hand. Finally, and this might be the biggest new reveal for the Penguin deck, we have Royal Penguin's Garden, a new continuous spell. This card says when this card is activated, you can add one Penguin card from your deck to your hand, except Royal Penguin's Garden. Once per turn during your main phase, you can reduce the level of one Penguin monster in your hand or face-up field by 1 until the end of this turn, then discard one card. You can only activate one Royal Penguin's Garden per turn. So not only does Royal Penguin's Garden add whatever Penguin monster you want to your hand, but it can also reduce the level of a Penguin monster in your hand or on your side of the field by 1. And that might not seem like a big deal if you don't know a lot about the Penguin archetype, but they have a card called the Great Emperor Penguin, and it basically is a rescue rabbit for 2 Penguin monsters, but it doesn't put any restrictions on them, and that card unfortunately is level 5, and that's made it pretty difficult to use throughout the years. But Royal Penguin's Garden not only can add it to your hand, but also you can discard a card to reduce its level by 1, which makes it easy to normal summon without tributing. The Great Emperor Penguin makes the deck a lot more consistent now that you can bring it out without doing a bunch of weird combos. Royal Penguin's Garden is probably the best new card for the Penguin deck. The Great Emperor Penguin makes the entire deck work. Having a way to now add it to your hand and summon it without tributing is a pretty big deal. One of my favorite combos with this card was always special summoning Glacial Beast Polar Penguin and No Penguin, which then meant the Glacial Beast Polar Penguin could banish an opponent's monster because I had the No Penguin on the board, and then you could make a Penguin Brave and special summon a Penguin Soldier from your deck. Then on your opponent's turn, when they used a monster effect, you could use the Penguin Brave to flip up the Penguin Soldier, which would trigger the No Penguin in the graveyard, which meant once the No Penguin hit the board again, you could banish 2 monsters your opponent controlled. I suppose you could banish your own as well if you really wanted to, because Penguin Soldier can target monsters on either side of the field, but realistically you probably didn't want to do that. All of these new Penguin cards look really great, and they do make Penguins a lot better, monster, but I'm also excited because it seems like we might get 2 more penguin monsters if they really are making each monster in Penguin Brave's artwork into an individual card. So that is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about these new penguin cards, but I will see you later. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.